Hi, I'm Sue Jennings. I'm with the Mary Ellen Vanaken team at Keller Williams North Atlanta, and often my buyers will ask me, what are included in my closing costs and who pays for them? Well, here's the answer to some of that. In a real estate transaction, closing costs are the transfer associated with the transfer of the property from the seller to the buyer and any of the fees and expenses associated with that. These costs typically include a variety of fees such as title search, appraisal fees, attorney's fees, loan origination fees, among others. In most cases, the buyer is responsible for paying for a majority of these costs associated with the home purchase. However, some of the costs are negotiable between the buyer and the seller, and some costs may be split between the two parties. In some typical closing costs, this is who usually pays for them. Number one, the appraisal fee. That's generally paid by the buyer because it's part of the mortgage process that they're using to obtain the purchase and purchase the home. And it is ordered by the mortgage company because they are trying to verify that the value of the home is sufficient to secure the value of the mortgage that they're providing for their the risk that they're taking on in providing the mortgage. Second, the home inspection. That's generally paid by the buyer because the buyer is trying to verify the integrity of the home and look to see what repairs are needed prior to closing on the transaction. Number three, the title search and the title insurance. That's usually ordered by the closing attorney's office. It's generally paid by the buyer, but can vary depending upon location and local customs. I do recommend title insurance. Purchasing a home is a great investment, and it's probably the largest investment that you're going to make in your lifetime. So I do recommend title insurance as well as homeowners insurance. Your mortgage company will also further recommend homeowners insurance also. Number four is the loan origination fee. This is a fee charged by the mortgage company to the buyer who has applied for the mortgage. Number five are property taxes. Taxes are generally paid by the seller up to the day of closing, and then they are paid by the new owner from the day of closing forward. Number six is escrow fees. These can be split between the buyer and the seller, but are inconsistent between different states across the country. It's important for buyers to budget for closing costs, save your money for closing costs, and review all the fees associated with the transaction prior to closing. Your mortgage lender will generally review a closing document with you prior to closing so that you fully understand what's included in the closing costs prior to going to closing. Buyers can negotiate with the seller to pay for some of these closing costs, but this will depend upon the local real estate market and the terms of the sale. I'm Sue Jennings. I'm with the Mary Ellen Vanaken team at Keller Williams North Atlanta. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.